Now, ever since the second wave of coronavirus has hit hard and people have been desperate for resources like medicines, oxygen, cylinders, plasma, even hospital admissions, there have been an army of individuals who've really risen up to the challenge, who've come out to help. They've been using social media, WhatsApp to amplify requests, find resources, seek out hospital beds for those in need. Now, unfortunately, something new has emerged. What is being seen is that many of the young women volunteers who are sharing their numbers to help out people who are in need, who need plasma or oxygen cylinders, are actually being harassed by men. Many have complained about this. In fact, former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah also tweeted about the kind of harassment women are facing in this time, and so did Mumbai photographer Atul Kasbekar. Well, to talk more about this, we're joined by Sandhya Fernandez, founder SOS Saviors, and Mayank Agarwal, who's a journalist who's also been in touch with many women who've experienced this. Sandhya, thank you so much for joining us this morning to speak about this issue, which is, really, really disgraceful in this time where you have many women, giving out their numbers because they want to help other people, that you face this kind of harassment.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Gargi. It's great we have a platform to discuss this, because we've been doing medical aid since a year now, and there is so much that happens behind the scenes that we cannot vocalize, giving priority to those who need help at that hour. Often we give out our personal numbers so that the families can reach out to us on time. And while we guide and help so many of them, there are certain categories of people who take advantage and text us till wee hours and feel privileged to receive the kind of help they've got previously. Even if we tell them that there are certain limitations to the kind of social aid that we can give, they would continuously bombard us with messages, threaten. In fact, very recently, I had an experience with a man who I have helped 4 times in the last year to help the patient's family get beds and have surgeries done. He has been threatening me on Twitter. There are like spam tweets that he's put across to all possible, tweet threads. And irrespective of raising this up with Twitter time and again, reporting the tweets, there's no action being taken. I had to resort to block him on Twitter, to which he came to my WhatsApp and started threatening me. You cannot block me, unblock me right away. You've got to be there with me and help me out. Otherwise, I'm going to malign you and accuse you for murders. And I don't know, maybe mentally he isn't stable at this point. I wouldn't name him because he himself has a young kid and a wife. But till 6 a.m., that man continued to text me and keep telling me. In fact, Gargi, I want to point out that we are a volunteer-driven initiative where 20 people are together providing these aid. But the action or the threat came only towards 2 women. The harassment was only directed towards 2 women in that entire group and not towards the men of the group. And when I raised it up with him, he went on to Twitter to write it that, she accuses me of not harassing men and she wants me to harass men. But the point is that we are subjected to these kind of harassment time and again. And unfortunately, there is no one we can go to and, raise our objection.
Right. It's absolutely, very disturbing to hear about how, women coming forward because they want to help. This is a crisis and all of you have really risen up to the occasion. So many volunteers online. Mayank, many women. You're someone who's been helping on social media as well, amplifying requests, and everyone doesn't want to come out and talk about it. But many women are also receiving vulgar messages from men. They've shared their numbers because they want to help families, help those in need. And then, this is the way that they're treated. They're getting sometimes vulgar messages as well, isn't it?
Thank you, Gargi, for having me over. But I'll just start from saying this. I have a privilege that I am a man. And honestly, over the last few weeks that I've been trying to just connect people to authorities, connect people to those who can help, the donors and everyone, I came across several of my friends, several of the volunteers online and people I know personally. They are bombarded in their DMs, in their WhatsApp messages with obscene pics, offers for dates in exchange for help, and so on and so forth. There are so many things which I can't even say it on TV right now, but they are being bombarded. And what it has done is it has forced a lot of women volunteers who were actually leading this cause on social media and otherwise also in different organizations. It has forced them to step back and not help. And imagine already in a system which is crashing, which is not getting the required help. If some people are already stepping back because of this kind of disgusting behavior, what it says about us, as Sandhya just pointed out, you look at a man who has been already helped so many times. If that person is coming back and helping, harassing a volunteer, I am like at a loss of words. So, in fact, in the last couple of days, there was this initiative from a Delhi University students group, wherein a lot of young girls who wanted to help, and somebody shared that, will I amplify that information? So before doing that, I warned them that these are like all the 11 to 12 numbers of different girls, and like these are female numbers of female volunteers. Are you sure you want to put it out? And probably you just change the name. Like, I felt bad while saying this, but I suggested to them that, can you please change the name? Otherwise, these girls will face a barrage of calls, which will have nothing to do with help, or it will have nothing to do with anything, just obscene messages and pics.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mayank, for joining us and talking about this. And Sandhya, thank you for your, service, your help to people. And it's very, very unfortunate that you're having to undergo this. And this is an issue we need to speak about more, that, this is a time of need. This is a time when people are coming forward to help. And it's absolutely saddening to know that women are now, shying away because of this kind of harassment that many of you are facing. Thank you both for joining us on the program today.